Professor is joining us now, University of Michigan economics and public policy professor Justin Wolfers. So great to have you, and this is a perfect conversation for today because everyone's going back to school right now. College is getting so expensive. Justin, some might be asking, just how important is it to go to college at this point in 2025?
Well, Anna, I was just back in the classroom and met 500 bright-eyed, brilliant young Michigan undergrads, and it filled me with energy. But they're there for a reason, which is they want to figure out whether this is going to give them a better life. And if you look at the data on this, how much do college graduates earn relative to those who just went to high school? The differential, and that's the graph you're showing right now, is just absolutely enormous. College graduates are earning about 80% more than those who just finished high school. And for the parents of high schoolers, keep them in school because high school graduates earn a whole lot more. And if you're thinking about going back to graduate school, let me tell you, there's a big economic payoff to that too.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers are staggering from $34,500 if you just have some, a little bit more if you're a high school graduate, $46,000 on average. But then look, it jumps to $87,000 if you have a bachelor's degree, all the way up to almost $200,000 if you have those graduate level of education degrees. We hear a lot about, recent college graduates struggling to find jobs. They might have a bachelor's or a master's degree. Some may think having a college education just isn't important anymore. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, actually, let's take the numbers you were just showing because they're quite extraordinary. If you add it up, the difference between going to college and not going to college, it adds more than $1 million to how much you're going to earn over a lifetime. So to the students who are watching right now, realize 4 years of college adds more than $1 million to your earnings. These are important years. It's not just that you're earning more as well. You're more likely to keep your job. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates has gone up a little bit, and it's caused a lot of concern. But realize that life is still so much better when you have more education. When unemployment rises, you see that it really hurts those who are less educated, those who didn't finish high school or those with only a high school degree. You can think about a college degree as inoculating you against unemployment. It will be hard sometimes to find a job, but it's still so much easier when you do have that college degree at hand. You can see right now the unemployment rate for folks with a degree is only 2.5%.
So, okay, we'll give it to you. College graduates might earn more. We'll have lower unemployment rates. But how do we know that it is that college education that's actually causing higher wages? Economists are always telling us correlation doesn't necessarily mean causation. Maybe the people who go to college were always going to be successful or more successful anyway.
I love this, Anna. You sound so much like an economist right now. Let's take the data and really dig in and see if we can make sense of it. And so generations of labor economists, and I'm a labor economist, have spent time trying to unpack this idea. Is it correlation or is it causation? A couple of brilliant economists went off to Twinsville, and they interviewed a lot of twins, so people with the exact same genetics. And if there was one twin who went to college and another one who didn't, the twin who went to college earned more. You can look at kids who grow up near a college. They're more likely to go to college than kids who grow up far away from a college. Kids who grow up near a college end up being more likely to go to college. They end up earning more. You can look at things like school leaving laws. If school leaving laws force you to stay in school longer, you end up staying in school longer, and those folks end up earning more. You can look at what happens when we build new schools. When you build new schools, more people go to school, and the folks that have those opportunities end up earning more. So I think what we learn at the end of this is that going to school does, in fact, cause you to go on and earn more, and quite a bit more.
Yeah, it's also fascinating to read here on this graphic that growing up near a university also leads to higher earnings. Again, just being within that educational environment makes such a difference. And of course, it's not always about the bottom line, right? Professor, are there other tangible benefits to getting that higher education that maybe don't come from a paycheck?
Yeah, so you might say, you economists, you're too focused on money. There's more to life than that. And I'm going to agree with you. And so there's been very careful studies looking at other things that education causes that does. And it turns out folks who go to college are more likely to live longer. They have healthier lives and longer lives. It turns out folks who go to college have more stable marriages. And in fact, they're marrying at higher rates as well. We probably don't need a study for this, but many of us have many of our best friends in life came from our college years, and they're also our professional networks. And I think the thing that really brings it home for me, a very good friend of mine wrote this study. In fact, he looked at happiness levels. And it turns out that folks who were forced to stay in school a little longer, they may not have liked it at the time, but they went on to be both wealthier and happier. So it's not just about the money. You end up healthier, wealthier, and happier the more time you spend in school.
Wow, fascinating. Professor Justin Wolfers, thank you so much for this Professor is In segment. I hope the school year is off to a great start for you. I know you're very busy. We appreciate your time, and happy Friday.